You know what? I remember helping play that song, and it always ended a little different. Just off the top of my head, always ended a little bit different. Guys, welcome back to Starting 11. Here with your old pal Snark, who's in a wonderful, happy mood because boy, oh boy, his favorite club sure gave it their all. They sure tried their best. They sure lost to United again at Old Trafford. This United squad, this awful, horrible United squad, but I'll get into it in a second. First off, hope everybody's having a pleasant Tuesday. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. Adelia on special assignment for the channel. I think she's busy learning the Poznan because as I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, everything kind of went topsy turvy in that Arsenal City matchup, guys. Again, I don't know if you guys filtered out through the top that yeah, of course, Chelsea did lose. Somehow they find a way, guys, to lose to United at Old Trafford. United in their worst run of form, maybe in entire Premier League run. Chelsea still can't get it done. Thanks to them shooting themselves in the foot. Absolutely shooting themselves in the foot. 5th minute of this match. Of course, United's already had a couple scoring attempts. Like defensively, they have Fofana playing out there, finally not injured. We'll see how long this lasts. Trev Chalobah out there, and they're wandering. They were wandering. Trevor Chalobah's going to score a goal, to make it, 2-1 in the 80th minute and stuff like that. But they're not like defensively terrible. Don't even get me started. Today against Lincoln City, these guys barely squeaking out a win against the Imps of all teams. But back to Saturday. So Brian Mbeumo gets played in. It just lacks defending. I think Caicedo's there. Fofana is running up in behind. And Mbeumo, clear break on goal. Sanchez runs out. He was at the top of his box anyway. I have no idea why he was out this far, but then he decides to, well, if I'm out this far, I might as well just take those next couple of steps and go through Mbeumo. Now, Mbeumo does try to make a shot. It kind of does hit Sanchez's leg, but it doesn't matter. It's a reckless play, but it takes away also a scoring chance. Sanchez gets red carded. I don't think there was any doubt about what was going on. What was Sanchez thinking? The problem he wasn't. It's the problem he wasn't thinking. Now, the big problem is, after watching the Lincoln City and seeing Jorgensen in this match and then today, he's like the best of our options, seeing how we have Penders over in France. We sold Petrovic. It's not good. It's not good. These Win Stanley guys and stuff like all these technical directors, sporting directors. The reason why they sign 9 goals at a time is because they have no idea what makes good goaltending. Sanchez has the size. He just brain farts like this. So instead of, even if Mbeumo scores, let's say Mbeumo goes in, scores, fine. 5 minutes in, you're down 1-0 to United. Who cares? It's United. You still have 11 men. And then you wouldn't have Maresca. I don't know. Now, who's to blame for this? Well, Sanchez, yes. Sanchez, large share of the blame. But a helping of the blame is also going to go squarely on Enzo Maresca, who absolutely panics. What was he doing? So you got to take somebody off because you got to put in Jorgensen. Everyone knows that. So he takes off Esteval. Esteval Willian, and I think it's his first start for Chelsea too, gets 5 minutes or whatever it is. Ridiculous. And then takes out Neto. He takes out both his starting wingers. He takes out Neto so he can put Tosin in the back. So he can go 5 across the back and invite pressure. Chelsea. What has Maresco done? Has he not paid attention to anything over the last 4 years? I know he must have seen some tape about how it worked when we would sit back against teams before he even got here. They're crap. They're crap. They have defense that are too small. They're coming out of injuries. They're timid. They're just going to sit back and let people come at them and come at them. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Bruno Fernandes is going to score. Yeah, he was terrible. He was terrible. He gets even worse in the second. Well, not as worse. He gets even worse. He gets as worse in the second half. Some, again, mind-boggling decisions there. But, so Fernandes scores. His leg, or I mean his arm and his elbow and everything like this is offside. They say, no, he's onside because that's not what you score with. It's like, fine. I've seen how many VAR reviews that have called people offside for that, but it's fine. Fernandes scores. Oh, it's in his 200th United match. What a moment. This is what people love, these moments against Chelsea. Like Fulham had a goal that got called back. That's their goal of the month, for God's sakes. Anyways, the Cole Palmer, to be fair, has been playing hurt, I think since before the Club World Cup, as with a groin injury. And not long after Fernandes scores, he's going to pull up blame. He's got to get taken off. Audrey Santos is going to come in for him. This isn't looking ideal for Chelsea. Now, 35th minute, João Pedro has the ball in the box, gets past his man. The guy sticks his leg out, trips him, and there's no call. The guy never made contact with the ball. He never won the ball. All he did was take down Pedro. It's like, well, I think Pedro was looking for contact. He was looking for contact because the leg was there. Where was he going to go? Where was he going to go? Is he supposed to leap the man? Is João Pedro supposed to leap a man in a single bound? No. He goes down, no call, don't worry, whatever. And I can't even remember who the damn referee was. It's going to drive me nuts here. Peter Banks. Craig Pawson was the VAR. And he's like, oh, that's fine. That's fine. Why would I want to call an actual penalty? Whatever. Jesus Christ. So, not long after that, some poor defending around the box, and Casemiro, of all people, are going to score. Make it 2-0 for United. But Casemiro, on a yellow card, decides to take a man down, tackle him. This is before halftime. And then he's gone. So, going into the second half, it's 10 men each. Chelsea, much better in the second half. They held play in the second half. You would think that Maresca would actually try, push guys forward. Go get those goals. See what you can do. You're a much better team so far in the second half. Go for it. What's he going to do? Well, one thing he does is he takes off Wesley Fofana and puts in Malo Gusto. Malo, in my career, I have yet to score for Chelsea. Gusto. And Tyreek, I was sold to Fulham just a couple weeks ago, George. Looking for them to get a difference and stuff like that. But early in that, Fofana had a goal called off offside, which it was. Yeah, I have no problem with that. And then Sheriff Chalaba, of course, is going to get that header or whatever later on. A set play. Chelsea's getting these set piece goals now. Maybe we're the new set piece FC. We didn't have as many set pieces. That's another team that we'll talk about. But they make good with that one. But 2-1 doesn't mean shit. 2-1 means you lose to United at Old Trafford in the damn bog. Like, what was with the rain on Saturday in Manchester? Ridiculous. I have no idea why this club gives United so much respect. It's terrible. It's ridiculous. But I was trying to think about, there's got to be. You know what I'm all about here, guys? I'm all about silver linings. Got silver linings in my hair. Silver linings to the story. And the silver lining is maybe Ruben Amorim is going to have a few more weeks in charge of United. And we'll continue to sink their once protected boat. Protected because, come on, we all know. We all know what happened with Fergie. For goodness sakes, ridiculous. Chelsea lose. The invincible season is over for Chelsea. What a ride. What a ride those 4 games were. Such good memories. Well, on to the next. So, I was talking about Arsenal. We have somebody here, Arbaz, yelling about Arsenal. Very excited about a draw, which is fun. But this is an absolute Freaky Friday style match. It's like they said, I wish I could be Arsenal, and the other guy said, I wish I could be Manchester City for just one day. And then the swirling happens, and then poof, poof, there they are. We got City and Arsenal's boots, and vice versa. Arsenal has the ball for 60%, 67% of the game. They have twice as many passes. They're playing Pep ball. They're playing Pep ball against Pep. Pep just sits back, and taking pressure. Arsenal, really forward early, but City gets the lead here, and it's I always have trouble saying this guy's name. Reinders, the new guy that comes in that they were also hyped about. He gets an assist, but it's their old standby. It's Erling Haaland who's going to rush a nice run in by Haaland to get in behind. 1-0 to City. Almost said Arsenal because it's so strange. The City just parks the bus. They park the bus. Not only do they park the bus, guys, but they do a little dabbling in the old black magic. A lot of time wasting here. Donnarumma making his debut for City here. Donnarumma has 1 yellow card shown to him late. He could have had 4 or 5. Like, I'm counting 8 seconds, 9 seconds, and I'm not going to the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. What is he doing? Why were they allowing this to happen? And it kept going on and on and on. I don't know if this is a whole, get back at Arsenal for this stuff. But, the crazy thing is, well, they make a couple of changes. Let me just say this first. First off, Nani Matchweek. So halftime is coming around, and when the whistle goes, you get a close-up of Noni wincing and moving around a little gingerly. He's off to start the second half. They've got Bukayo Saka back. He's in. Turns out Matchweek could miss as much as 2 months of the season. I don't think they have to do surgery on an ACL. I think they said they got lucky that it wasn't an ACL, but there's a problem with his knee. So they're going to miss all those darts into the touchline and hitting the side of the net, or darting into the touchline and then putting it out front to nobody. He's the exact same player as Chelsea. I'm waiting to see a difference, except he also now takes corners when Saka's not on. So there you go. From the right side anyways. So Everett Eze is going to come on for Mikel Merino. He's going to play a big part in this second half as well, because Arsenal dominates the second half. They just had trouble getting shots on. Everett Eze does have one go on, and it looks like it's going to be a nice clean shot. but it's just right at Donnarumma. He doesn't even have to move, just there, whatever. So a little payback for Arsenal comes in the 3rd minute of extra time. Well, first, let's see what Adila, one of the resident Arsenal, maybe too many Arsenal fans around here, but the resident Arsenal fan. Arteta got the lineup wrong, went too defensive in midfield. There was no creativity until Eze come on. Yeah. He changed the game for them, but I think maybe you guys were. I don't know if you're just worried about holding people at midfield or something like that through the first half, and finally just said, "Screw it!" As soon as Matchweek had to come off, you had to make changes. Who knows? Wasn't gonna dig too deep into two teams I can't stand. I can tell you that. But I will say, the pass by Eze before, like on his side of half, to get Martinelli in the box so he could side kick it over Donnarumma was fantastic. I also got to say, what the hell was Donnarumma doing? Donnarumma coming off winning, what is it, the Golden Gloves or something like that, is keeper of the season. I don't know. I don't get it. Well, we also say the same thing about Emi Martinez and stuff like that. But the backline of PSG is pretty good. Say that. Maybe he doesn't have to have too much work done. You know what I mean? There you go. Phenomenal pass from Eze to super sub Martinelli. Is that the first time that sentence has ever been said? Super sub Martinelli. Yeah. Oh, he fits the well. Yeah. He is by far, just even on the look test, so much better than he was already last year. All of last year. I don't know if he had an injury or what was happening. Ideally, maybe it was just a weird time maybe for Arsenal, but you can tell Martinelli is just in a groove right now with Arsenal, and good for him. He's got competition for his job. Maybe that's also a big thing as well. So we'll see how luck goes for Arsenal, for Martinelli, and I'm not with old Chelsea guys. It's usually I don't wish them the worst of luck and stuff like that. I hope Nani gets better quick. Mason Mount, of course, a different deal. Mason Mount, if he ruined his knees and couldn't play again, I don't know if I'd shed a single tear. Maybe I would from laughing. You can still cry from laughing, right? I think that's the way. Anyways, Man City already 8 points adrift of Liverpool. So a tough slog for City. Chelsea 7 back. Much easier to get 7 points back, than 8. You think? You have to climb over everybody else. We're going to talk about some teams that are doing pretty well, though. Surprisingly well. Early in the season coming up. First, we're going to talk about a team that won the Premiership last year, even though I, had said I don't know how many times last season. These guys are paper tigers. They're just gonna, they're gonna expose themselves. They're gonna draw out the points, blah blah blah. But Arsenal were consistent. I think they were the most consistent team in the league. That's why they won the championship. They crashed out, of course, and they had the competition because they're still just not great. They weren't a great team. Just very good in the Premier League. But Arne Slot's back in there. He's got control of this team now. He's actually made a bunch of signings, more money on a couple, on players than even Chelsea would spend, which is incredible. But they've only been able to score goals late. It seems they haven't been able to control a match so far. And then there's this match, and we're going to talk about it. So they start the win with the win, obviously I should say, the Merseyside Derby over Everton, Ryan Gravenberch. Okay, there's so many people that say, is he the most underrated player in the league? Says you can't be underrated and play for Liverpool. You cannot. How can you be underrated when you're watched all the time? You're constantly watched. If he played on like Leeds, and he was as good as he is, then yeah, okay. No one ever sees him, so sure, he's underrated. But he plays for Liverpool. They, like, by definition, can't be underrated. Anyways, Hugo Ekitike scores. He's gonna need to keep doing that because the guy who's there, they paid an enormous sum of money to take his job. Got some minutes in the second half. I thought I'd mention it now because that's the biggest thing he did. Like, he comes in, I think it's the 67th minute for Ekitike. He ran up and down the pitch a couple of times. There you go. That's £125 million worth of debut. And Idrissa Gueye makes the score 2-1 in the second half. Now, the point with this one is after the match, when Jack Grealish and David Moyes both go after Darren England for only allowing 3 minutes in stoppage time, saying if, Liverpool was down 2-1, how much would they get? 9, 10 minutes? They've done it before. This is only when Liverpool are leading do they ever get more than 3 or 4 minutes, like 12 minutes, 8 minutes they give when they're drawing or losing. Ridiculous. Keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on how much, this is the new, I'm going to say once again, the new boss is the same as the old boss. They're going to, help out a certain bunch of teams. Of course, they love a story. They're going to remind you of Diogo Jota for the rest of the year, maybe the next 2 years. They're going to want to, give them as many advantages as they can, which is ridiculous. It's already an advantage playing in Liverpool. Give me a break. Now, moving on to Brighton and Spurs. Well, Brighton jumps out to a 2-0 lead. They get one from Minte, which is nice. And Yassine Ayari. Again, Vicario on Ayari's goal has a problem, I would say, with his wrist being a little too flexible. You know what I mean? Ball hits, goes over. Maybe it's because of his fingers and stuff like that. But you see that a lot out of Vicario, him getting a ball in the hands and then going in anyways. I have no problem with that. I have zero problem with that. Keep it up, Vicario. Let those soft ones in from forevermore. But Richarlison is going to score his third of the season, which for him is pretty big. Before halftime, there's just some sloppy defending. Too many people looking around waiting for a whistle or something like that never comes. Richarlison scores. And then 82nd minute, Jean-Paul Van Hecke, I'll say casually, steers Mo Kudus' cross into his own net, like from his thigh or something, from a little ways out to awful. Yeah, this is just terrible. Bad luck, I guess, for Brighton. Spurs draw at the Amex. Both teams get a point. All right, fine. You know what? Whatever. Yeah, Spurs still didn't look good. They look good in their first couple matches, but ever since, getting to see they're getting a little more Spursy, which I can appreciate, guys. I can appreciate it very much. Next, Burnley and Forest at the Turf Moor. Nico Williams gets a 2nd-minute goal from for Forest. Ange Postecoglou, ideally. Really looking for his first win. In charge of Nottingham Forest. Gets off to that great start. Nico Williams, it's a nice shot. A slight deflection probably helps a little bit. It was going to go on net, but that deflection kind of puts it up. Good goal for him. Now, 20 minutes mark. Clarets are going to equalize. Bit of a strange one. Now, the name I'm about to say is a name I never knew existed at all until I had to write it down just so I'd remember right now. Quilinci Hartman. His cross is met by Loon Chimina. He's going to head it down to Jaden Anthony. Anthony's going to have a shot, kind of a weaker shot, but it's going to go into Alexander Zinchenko's feet, who was covering for Mad Cells, who had gone out. Zinchenko's at the goal line. It goes into his feet and just trips him up. Ball rolls into the net. That's your tying score. It ends this way at 1. Burnley. Well, Burnley and Forest. I'll say they're in 15th and 16th. I think. Well, I had said Burnley was going to be able to stay up. So maybe 16th for them isn't so surprising. But I would say at this point, considering Forest last year, I'd say 15th is very surprising for Forest. And whatever happened to Chris Wood? What's this guy doing? Well, maybe they just can't get on the ball. Who knows? Who knows what's going on over there? That whole situation with MGW before the season started too. Strange times at the City Ground. All right, moving on. Strange times. How about this? London Derby over at London Stadium. First off, 37th minute from a corner. It's going to be JP Mateta eventually heading it into the net. Again, incredibly sloppy defending. There's guys, there's some big guys in the back line of West Ham just standing around, not jumping. They get a couple cracks at it right in front of goal. Eventually, Mateta is going to put it just over the line and then gets hoofed in by the defender, like to the top of the net, but it's already through. 1-0 to good old Palace, considering everything. Again, I don't know if we're going to keep talking about this every week, but they've lost so many players. Be able to keep Mark Gahey, who ends up being the man of the match for this one for some reason. Huge for them. What a start. What an incredible start for these guys. Anyways, now, second half. Diouf has a corner. It's going to be headed in by, you guessed it, Captain Jared Bowen, the guy who really has to do everything for his club these days. I keep looking and seeing like James Ward-Prowse. It's a center attacking midfielder for this guy. Like, why is he not taking? Anyways, ridiculous. What happened to James Prowse just in the last couple of years, just down the tubes. Now, 68th minute, we get a winner. Konstantinos Mavropanos, the guy whose full name I say every time, just so I can see if my picture starts spinning around. A poor clearance. It falls to Tyreek Mitchell, of all people. He's going to sweep in a really nice shot from in close. One times it in with the leg. He scores his first of the year. Only his fourth goal in 174 appearances. But it's another win for that surprising Crystal Palace squad. Maybe our old pal Ryan Christensen is to blame. It seems like everything seems to have gone their way, except for the loss of maybe a couple players. Ever since he decided that's the team he was going to pull for. And I said now that brings their total fanship up to 1. And the rest of the guys are just people who get invited in, off the streets for a warm bowl of soup. That's all you get at Selhurst Park. But they were over at London Stadium, disappointing their fans who really let the squad have it. Booed the hell out of them. Now, my old pal Graham Potter, and supposedly they keep saying, oh, he's got this match. Now the yardstick gets moved a little further back for some reason. He's got Everton coming up, and some say, well, that should be it. And other people say, well, maybe it's after the Arsenal match. And say, the only reason they would give him Arsenal is if they're going to throw in the towel on that match, because they're not going to have a new guy come in just to get slaughtered by a certain football club. Everton is the one to see if they can do anything to save his job, because Nuno is probably got a hotel room not too far away from West London. All right, Central London. Where is it? Central London, I think. Now, Wolves and Leeds. Poor Wolverhampton. Absolutely nothing going right for this squad. Despite going up after 8 minutes to Ladislav Krejci's first ever PL goal. Congratulations. That's a sentence I'm going to say a few times in this little match roundup. Leeds responds with three more of their own before the half ends. Dom Calvert-Lewin, he's going to get his first tally in a Leeds shirt. Congrats to him. Anton Stach, maybe the goal of the week. It's his first one. It's a really terrific free kick. Maybe a poor wall by Wolves on this one, and you know, you saw I should have been over a little further, but fantastic strike for him. He gets it in there, and then he is going to assist Noah Okafor's first ever Premier League goal as well. And that's how it ends. Now, Victor Pereira is in a precarious position. Like all those bees. Come on. 5 straight losses to start the season. They had a poor start last year, if you all remember. But there's more that's just desperately wrong here this season. You want some good news? Wolves fan. I think Robert Plant's a Wolves fan, so there you go. Jurgen Strand Larsen managed to play the second half, and looks like he's going to sign an extension to stick around with the club, even though he desperately tried to get out of there over the summer. Once he figured out, maybe the grass isn't on his green. And when I say grass, I mean money. Guys. He's going to get paid, I think, to stay at Wolves. They got to do something. So no one else is sticking around, for goodness sakes. Now, we go to Chelsea's rental place. We got Fulham taking on Brentford. Two of our closer rivals. Codgers had no problems with the Beast, though, and yet another derby. A bunch of derbies happening this week. As they're now. This is all in spite of a poor pass from Josh King that led to Mikkel Damsgaard's opener for Brentford in the 20th minute. Alex Iwobi is going to equalize in the 38th. He was just following the bouncing ball better than everybody else was. 2 minutes later, Harry Wilson. Another goal against Brentford. This one's fantastic, going wide, bringing the ball across the crease, across the face of goal, into the net. Fantastic. And in the 50th, Ryan Sessegnon's cross, another own goal here. It's going to go off Ethan Pinnock's back. Somehow bounce up and loop over Kelleher and in for the own goal. 3-1 final. Does anybody celebrate Fulham wins? Or do people more just, oh, that's interesting. Fulham won? That's all right. Well, that's an interesting thing. Now, Bournemouth and Newcastle decided to play, but didn't decide to do anything with their time. So, I'm not going to give them mine. No score between those two. Sunderland now, taking on Villa. I believe this is the last match of the week to talk about. It's at the Stadium Light. 33rd minute. Okay. Sanchez, he comes out. That's a definite red card. 33rd minute. Ronaldo Mandava is run into by Matty Cash. Matty Cash runs into him, knocks him over. Stands over him. Mandava's on his back. His feet are up because he got put on his back. Cash goes into his cleats. Mandava just kind of doesn't kick out, just kind of stretches his legs out to get him off him. Cash is going to fall to the ground. Red card to Mandava. He's going to miss 3 games because Matty Cash is a little crybaby. Now, wouldn't you know, it's going to come back to bite Sunderland. It doesn't bite Villa at all. In fact, it's Matty Cash. Matty Cash from maybe 28 yards or something like that from well out. Absolutely hammers a strike into the net. Guys, it's an absolute miracle. Villa has scored. Villa. It only took 5 matches, but Aston Villa, despite all the offensive weapons they had or still have managed to get a goal, and through Matty Cash of all people. Anyways, doesn't mean they're going to win because Wilson Isidore is going to get a goal back in the 75th minute for the Black Cats as 10-man Sunderland draws at home against Aston Villa. Aston Villa. I'm an old man, guys. A few things in life make me happy these days. Family, sure. You know. And then seeing enemies like Villa crumble and waste away. Does the heart good. Well, or it does the heart evil, but it makes you feel good. So I'm fine with that too. All right, guys. It's another brutal week for yours truly on the old sleeper app. Only got 4 correct this week. But guess what? That was good enough to win. What is happening here? Incredible. My 4 wins beats Adelia's 3, Ferris's 2. Ryan, too busy celebrating with Crystal Palace, only gets 1 correct. How does that work? Didn't make any sense. Now, will I go to the top of the table this week? I'm only down 5 points. The answer is no. I won't. But let's see. Let's see how I can do. First off, we have, as it comes up, we've been waiting. We've got Brentford and United. This is at the lovely G-Tech Community Stadium. What's that? 12,000 people? 12,000 souls? Something like that. Not very much. Our old pal Adelia's gone United. I will not say United. I will say that one's a draw. I'll say that one could be easily a scoreless draw between a couple shithead teams. Now, Chelsea's got Brighton at the bridge, and Chelsea's going to win. At least they better. Because I only have so many other shirts I can wear besides Chelsea ones. All right? I got my wasted shirt. Now, as third up, oh boy, Crystal Palace in fine form, but has their luck run out against the Liverpool squad. What does Palace do? They defend pretty well. Can they defend well enough against a Liverpool squad where Arne Slot's going to want to start playing with his toys? Adelia has gone for Liverpool. But guys, this is the reason why I'm always at the bottom of these things. I'm going to take Palace and I know I said last time, Adelia, that I wasn't going to go and do these reckless things. But Liverpool's got to lose sometimes, so why not this week against Crystal Palace? And what a win that would be. A famous win. City gets Burnley. Yeah, City's going to beat up on poor Burnley. The Clarets are going to get beaten up. Adelia says that way too. DJB thinks that Palace is going to beat Liverpool 2-1. There you go. Yeah. I got this. See? We get it. Next up, Leeds and Bournemouth. Adelia's gone Bournemouth. Yeah. I think Leeds can score now. I'm going to take Leeds of all things. They're at home. They're at Ellen Road. Why not? I'll take Leeds. Forest and Sunderland. She's expecting a draw. I'm expecting Ange Postecoglou to get his first win at the City Room. Here we go. Tottenham takes on Wolves. Poor Wolves. You know, you'd hope This is the week they can get it together. It will. It won't happen. Even Delia saying Spurs. I say Tottenham as well. Villa and Fulham. This is at Villa Park. It's not going to matter. They probably won't score again unless Fulham, helps them out like they did this past week against Brentford. Now, I don't want to do draw. I'm going to go Fulham as well. Newcastle taking on Arsenal. Surprisingly, Adelia's chosen Arsenal. And Newcastle, even with their new great big German, couldn't put anything together this past week against Bournemouth. I'm going to pick Arsenal as well. Maybe Arsenal is a little testy after getting a couple of draws so far. Now, Everton and West Ham. Sorry, just the one draw against City and then losing to Liverpool. Everton and West Ham. I think Everton's going to win at their new weirdly named stadium. And I think that's it. Well, that's basically it for Graham Potter. I think he's going to be told after the match that he's done and given until after the Arsenal game for them to make the decision. Or maybe they just have him, can him right after the game. And then they have the under-18s coach or something like that take care of the match against Arsenal, and they're just going to throw it, just phone it in anyways. Guys, that's it for Starting 11. Thank you all so much for watching / listening to the program today. Some programming notes here on your good friends at Better Rivals channel. We'll be back, hopefully with the dealing next week. Talk about Matchweek, what's coming up, 6. The Premier League, big week for Chelsea's got to bounce back against stupid Brighton. You know what I mean? And then at some point coming up, because the NHL season just around the corner here, guys. As we speak, my Winnipeg Jets are taking on Everton in an exhibition match. I couldn't care less about exhibition games. Don't really like them at all. Probably like them less than... No, I like them more than All-Star games. I was going to try and say I like them less than All-Star games. No, that's not true. I hate All-Star games. So they're just above All-Star games. But it's Jonathan Toews' debut as a Winnipeg Jet in exhibition. So I'm going to watch that when we're finished this. But Ryan Christensen and I will be back. And a deal. I'm sure will be joining us at some point. We'll be coming up very soon to do our Playoff Beards podcast here, talking about the NHL season. We're going to do one coming up soon, just to, an overview of what we think is going to happen here in this 25-26 season. It's not it's not a weekly show. It's when we can get together and do it every couple of months. We'll probably have to see how things are going after a while, and then the trade deadline stuff. So there's lots. We'll have a few shows until, of course, the playoffs come, when the Winnipeg Jets, after finishing the season 82-0, hoist the Stanley Cup, winning 16 straight games in the playoffs. Over on our entertainment channel, we got Buffy the Vampire Slayer's Rewatchers Canceled coming up this Thursday. Guys, it's season 4 finale, Restless. By far the weirdest episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So it should be at least interesting to talk about on Friday or on Thursday. That's live, 5 o'clock Central Time, the one and only time zone anyone ever needs to know about. And then for on Friday, also live, also at 5, Angels Rewatchers Council is coming up to Shanshu in LA. The season 1 finale for Angel. We can say is Sayonara Season 1 and Bienvenue Saison 2. How about that? 3 languages spoken in a single sentence. Well, my God. Pretty proud of that one. Pretty proud of this show. Not proud of the way that Chelsea played this weekend, but there's always next week to get it back together again. Until next time, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.